Hello my fellow pilots and welcome again to another episode of Star Citizen FM. Episode 44. Star Citizen FM is your community source for anything related to Star Citizen, the community, or anything else that might be happening in the verse. Star Citizen FM is a fan-run show run by yours truly, Dr. Hawk. So join me as we go over some of this week's highlights. Well, at the time of this recording, we are about $200,000 away from our next stretch goal. I'm not even going to elaborate on what I think of this, as you guys already know that I'm very proud of each and every one of you, and that achieving such a high funding goal of $27 million is no small feat. Come on guys, just a little bit more money. Actually, we are now, $125,000 closer to $27 million, so that changed in the time that I had refreshed this page. Star Citizen FM is approaching $30 million fairly quickly, so I think once we get to that goal, I will have to up the scotch to something a little more finer, like a Macallan 50, if I can find one. Something that might actually be better to toast to right now is the Hornet sale that we have happening. Some of you are already aware that we have a Hornet sale, but due to Veterans Day, to any of you that are not American, that is a day that is taken to honor some of the fallen that have served America, as well as any other soldiers. We have it happen in Canada on the 11th, called Remembrance Day. The Americans have Veterans Day, and each and every country, I think, has their own unique version of the holiday. So up until November 11th, you right now have the opportunity to get a Hornet F7A. For those of you that are not aware, the Hornet F7A is the military version of the Hornet, and also will be the Hornet that is in front of you right now. I actually want to give a quick shout out to Shigo Karendau. She was the one that happily provided that Hornet for me, and yes, I think that Hornet will be getting some good use. Back to the topic at hand, the Military Hornet Upgrade Pack costs $20, and 50% of the proceeds will go towards the Play to Give Back charity. This is done in part by Black Widow Company, as well as a collaboration with CIG. So if you guys see anybody that is a fellow veteran, or who serves in the Star Citizen community, regardless of if they've served in America, Canada, Europe, Germany, just give them a quick salute and take a moment to remember those who have sacrificed their lives to give us the current generation that we have. Without their sacrifice, we would be unable to enjoy the luxuries that we have in this first world, such as being able to play Star Citizen, our freedom, as well as even just being alive. So, out of respect for the fallen, I'm just going to do a few minutes of silence. Okay, I can't actually do a few minutes of silence as I am pressed for time, but I do take Remembrance Day, as it's known in Canada, very seriously, and I have seen some of the things that have been going on in the forum right now, and to those of you who disagree or are opposed to a Veterans Day, all I have to ask is just take some time to remember the lost life, if anything. I don't see the point of arguing over such a thing. So again, if you'd like to support the veterans that have served, you can actually purchase your Hornet F7A. Now remember, this is a unique ship. The Hornet F7A is actually what was used on the initial Star Citizen reveal trailer. That is the military version that was actually not going to be released to any of us backers, pledgers, or anyone. It was going to be an NPC craft as far as I know. But however, for this short time, the Hornet F7A will be available for anyone who wants to upgrade. So any ship that you have, even the Super Hornet, the two-seater, can be converted into a Hornet F7A. It will not remove the second seat, and it also does not change the base stats. It doesn't activate any additional heart points or engine capacity, but there will be an impact from the change in the fuselage, as the silhouette will be changed slightly. So it sounds mostly aesthetic. I don't think the people that will be getting the Hornet F7A will be running around and completely annihilating everyone because they have a military version and everybody else has a civilian. So if all else fails, buy it because it's military. Come on, man. You gotta. Civilians are fun. Military is where it's at. In other news, Star Citizen is going to include Mantle support. So for those of you who have been quite excited and are AMD followers and get everything AMD and love your AMD GPUs, Mantle support is coming to you. Given that Star Citizen is going to be a highly detailed universe and is going to be pushing the poly count through the roof, Mantle was sure to help us push it even farther. Mantle has actually been used in a few games, I think. I think Thief used it. Deus Ex Human Revolution also used it. They were AMD titles. And Mantle allows you to push their GPU performance much further. So if we can get this into Star Citizen, I just might need to pick up 2 Titans. This is now a fact. You need 2. Star Citizen confirmed. Dr. Hawk says you need 2 Titans to play Star Citizen. No, that's not confirmed. I do not want that to come back and bite me. I am in no way affiliated with that statement. But no, this should be a good news for anyone. I know we have some users in the forum that are AMD users. I use NVIDIA. To each their own, but it still will be fun to do. So check it out in the link if you'd like to check out the specifics. They go over terminology that I'm not going to throw out into this broadcast, as I do not want to sound like a complete dork. Well, I am a dork anyway, but you can go over that in detail if you'd like. Also, we got an interview with Daniel Craig. Unfortunately not the James Bond, although everybody's making that joke. Daniel Craig is one of Star Citizen's animators, working with the new mocap studio that they have in their office. Oh, sorry, not in their office. You guys know what I mean. So if you guys would like to check it out, you actually can see his interview in Wingman's hangar. He's a very cool guy. I got a kick out of it, and in fact I really enjoy some of his t-shirts that he was wearing, especially in his interview page. Bowser eating Mario. That's great. And you can check him out. Daniel Craig is a great addition to the Star Citizen team, and I'm pretty sure that every time that we see a character getting into the cockpit, opening the door, shooting someone, stabbing someone, or just looking like James Bond, I guess we have him to thank. You can check out the link for the interview with him in the comlink. I have a link in the description below, as well as Wingman's Hangar episode 45. So if you're interested in that, check that out in the description below. Another thing I wanted to go over was actually some new products we have in the store. For those of you who have always wanted your very own patch, mousepad, Squadron 42 shirt, polo shirt, or just shirts in general, now is the time to get them. Originally only seen during the 24-hour live stream, as well as when I was there in Austin, these shirts are now available for consumer purchase. You can get a full set of patches, so containing everything from the UEE, the advocacy, the Navy, the Army, the Marines, etc. You can get your very own mousepad, and keep in mind these are very large mousepads. I actually have to pull up the dimensions here because I forget exactly. They are 36 by 11 inches, specifically 36.22 by 1157. These are huge. They're meant to have your keyboard placed on top and then your mouse to the side. So the design will be ideal for power gamers, and in particular anyone who plans to use a HOTAS, or H-O-T-A-S, however you pronounce that, joystick setup, which I know a few of you have already mentioned, and a few of you have already have your own simulator setups. So if you think you need yourself a really big mousepad, why don't you pick up your really big mousepad from the that store? Holy cow, these are big. I was looking at a picture now. They'll set you back $35, and the whole cost has shipping included. Patches will run you about $7 each, or you can get the whole set for $31. Again, the cost of shipping is included. Polo shirts and Squadron 42 shirts will also set you back just a few dollars, but they come in variable sizes. They're already sold out in XXL as well as XXL. I don't know if they'll have more, but each one of these shirts will run you about $25 to $30, and you better grab them now because they're actually selling out fairly quickly. So if you want your shirts and your physical add-ons and you want to prove to everyone how awesome of a Star Citizen fan you are in the real world, be sure to pick up your shirts, give the support team a call, and order your very own Star Citizen shirt. In the meantime, I'm eyeing this Hornet one, and I think I might just pick it up. If you're not interested in picking up any shirts, but are maybe hunting for some new juicy artwork, then rest assured we have you covered. They've recently released the new work from the Idris deck. They had actually revealed the engine room as well as the interior of some of the Corvette before, but there was such good response that they've actually released a few more pictures. So going through some of these, we get to see our first one. This looks something like a hangar shot. I don't know exactly what we'll be using in this particular picture, but a large ample room, maybe be able to store P-52 Merlin in there, maybe a 300i if you could shoehorn it in there. We won't know until we actually shove it in there. I might just later on go look at the scale of these stairs and scale it in and see maybe if you can shove it in, because looking at the ladder, I would guarantee you could probably fit an Avenger in there quite easily. Hornet might be a little bit too wide. No, you maybe could do it. I'll get back to you guys on that and we'll see if we can fit anything in there. The next picture is kind of hard to tell what it is. It looks just more like a fancy wall, although the green boxes might indicate some sort of ammunition rack or something. Nothing too fancy. Somebody might be able to pick this out and diagnose it better than I can. The next picture, we have the engine room as we've seen, nice and sexy, lots of caution signs, some of them that may warn you that shit does stuff. To those of you that aren't aware, some of those warning stickers are more Easter eggs than they are actually warning stickers. Fairly cramped interior though. If a firefight were to break out in the ship, this looks like a room that you would not really want to shoot in. I'm going to quote The Hunt for Red October, in which Sean Connery says quite firmly to Harrison Ford's character, be careful, some of these parts don't like being shot, or the missiles don't like being shot. I forget how he said it exactly, but this seems like a case here. Don't let your engine get shot. It's not a good thing to be shooting. The next pic is another engine shot. Again, nice, pretty caution warning signs. Again, we have another picture of the engine room, warning signs. And this one here, I find particularly interesting just because of the lighting. That's pretty much, I like this one the most just because it casts a nice look. The door in the background, don't really know where it leads to. That might actually be leading to the hangar, or it might be leading to the cockpit. We don't know. Again, more engine shots, although there's a little console there, so that might be indicative of somebody who could work in this particular area, or it looks like a receptacle of sorts, so it's either a console or a receptacle. And finally, one final view. It looks like we have an airlock in the left corner, so this could be either an airlock or just a hatch. Could be a potential vulnerable spot for boarding, or just a hatch for the engine, and that's where you service it. I do not know. I'm not going to say I know anything for certain, only just pointing out things. So, for those of you people that have an Idris, however you say it or pronounce it, I envy you. I thoroughly want one of these ships now, despite in the past me saying I will never get a big ship. And now I'm such a hippopotocrit. Yes, hippopotocrits. Gotta hate them. So, for those of you that are not aware, the Idris, can't even say it now, is currently not for sale. Although we might see future Idris sales in the future, do be prepared to shell out a few $1,000s though, and I am not kidding with this. I was there during the initial release of the first Idris, or at least the first run. All 100 sold in 10 minutes, and at $1,000 a pop, that ain't cheap. They released another batch shortly after, and those all disappeared in 5 minutes or 7 minutes, somewhere around there. So if it does come out, I hope you have $1,000 to spend right away. However, if you don't have $1,000 to burn, rest assured I have you covered. So unfortunately, this show again is not as long as I normally like to make it. I had a potential interview with Scott Manley as well as the Hull Truth. I wanted to both pull them onto the show, but I believe life has gotten in the way, so we will try to have those interviews in the future for you guys. So keep an eye out for Scott Manley and the whole truth on Star Citizen FM. Back to the topic at hand, though. As you guys notice, I have a shiny Hornet sitting in front of me. The issue being is that this is actually a Hornet that comes with the game package. So now I have a Hornet and a 300i, both game packages that are exactly that. I have 2 game packages, and I really don't see the point of having 2 game packages. I have the 350R that was generously given to me by the guys at CIG for SCFM. I have the Avenger that was given by Shigo Karendao, and now I have the Hornet that was also given by Shigo Karendao. I'm starting to see a pattern here. I'm not going to say no to free ships though. So what I've come to decide is that I am going to give away my 300i Bounty Hunter package to a lucky Star Citizen. The details in this are as follows. I have about 800 subscribers right now, and I would like to see if I can push that subscriber number to 1,000. So here's what you guys have to do. You need to be subscribed to Star Citizen FM or Dr. Hawk, aka Wraith Ascendant, my channel. As well, you need to make a comment on this video on why you think you should receive this Star Citizen package. If you type a simple sentence such as, "Hi, lol, first," I am not going to regard your submission. I need people I know that maybe don't have this game, maybe haven't been able to afford Star Citizen, or just maybe need a pledge package. So the details are as follows. Once more, for clarity, be subscribed to Star Citizen FM, make a comment in the video below, and you must link me your profile. I need to see that you do not have a ship. If you have a ship or ships, you will not be eligible for this contest. At the same time, anybody that is subscribing out of, subscribing, that is much appreciated. I am planning of doing future ship releases in the future for anyone else, as I'm starting to see the idea behind these raffles. So again, one more time, be subscribed, give me a comment on why you think I should give it to you, and as well as making sure that you have no ships. In the interest of conflict, if there is people I can't go over and they all have valid reasons, I will be entering your guys' names in a random name generator that will pick randomly, and the ship will go to that person. So may the best of luck to any of you that subscribe, and again, thank you very much for subscribing, and may the odds be ever in your favor. So I'd like to close today's episode in saying that if you've enjoyed Star Citizen FM, you guys may click on the fuzzy little hawk on the lower left hand corner, and you can subscribe for future episodes of Star Citizen FM. If you liked the video and you have any feedback, please do leave me some comments in the video description below. I always appreciate your guys' comments, and it's encouraging to get your guys' feedback on what you think of Star Citizen FM. If you guys have any complaints, feel free to let me know. I'm trying to modulate my voice so you don't get so many pops, and I'm working on a little bit of a prototype right now that might stop pops in the future. So I'll leave you guys with this. Again, best of luck to you guys in the contest. May the odds be ever in your favor. I really need to stop saying that. And we'll see you guys all next time on the next episode of Star Citizen FM. This is Dr. Hawk signing off. You guys take care and fly safe.